Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Wednesday, July 29th, 2015, around 4:16 in the afternoon, Billerica, Massachusetts. Hazy, hot, and humid, highs in the mid-90s and stuff. Summertime weather's here, so get used to it because some places could have several days of a heat wave, which is good. Hopefully it's 6 straight weeks of a heat wave, but I don't think it's going to happen. Some news to report, sad news to report in the world of Billerica Memorial High School. Longtime BMHS janitor Roseanne Whiteway passed away at the age of 78. Prayers to her family. The families went through another loss recently when Grat Whiteway Sr., who was Roseanne's late husband, passed away a couple months earlier. So prayers to both the family. They have had a couple of hard months. Roseanne White was a nice lady. She was a custodian there for many years, all during the time I was at BMH. Very, very nice lady. She was a big fan of Billerica sports. And the LA Dodgers acquired pitcher Matt Latos and first baseman Michael Morris from the Miami Marlins. And that's about it on the news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the proposed Yankee Doodle bike path that's going to go into Billerica. And this Yankee Doodle bike path has been on the drawing board for so many years and stuff. And it's going to follow part of the former Billerica and Bedford narrow gauge. A little bit history on the Billerica and Bedford narrow gauge. It used to be a train tracks that will go from North Billerica train station to Bedford Center in the middle of the 19th century, around 1870s to the 1920s, and it delivered passengers from Billerica, North Billerica train station, to Bedford Center, and it would have a connection that they could continue on to take the train into Boston and stuff. And they had some stops like where like Pro Fitness is, River Street, some Nuttings Lake area, where Route 3 is, and a couple in Bedford. And it was pretty good and stuff, but by the middle of like the 1920s, the train ended because people were using other ways to get there, like cars were coming up. And also the train tracks fell into disrepair and stuff. They ran a few freight trains, but by the 1940s and 50s, no train service was there, and the train tracks continued to rot until the late 70s and stuff. Eventually, the railroad tracks were abandoned and stuff, and they're abandoned up to the Pro Fitness Plus on Boston Road in Billerica, but there's still remaining railroad tracks that start from like the wagon shed, goes over by the Marshall Middle School field, like goes over Floyd Street and Salem Road, right near the Parliament Park, continues on, goes by High Street and Roger Street, and those train tracks end up near the North Billerica train station. Those train tracks have not been in use for so many years. And the Yankee Doodle bike path was proposed in the early 1990s, and this Yankee Doodle bike path was going to meet up with like a Bedford bike path, which was a small route that would take it to the Minuteman bike trail near Bedford Center and stuff. And for many years, the Yankee Doodle bike trail was proposed, but there was no funding for it, and a lot of people were mad about it, and it was on the back burner for so many years. But in 2011, it was revived. The representative of Billerica, the state representative, Mark Lombardo, originally was going to throw out the Yankee Doodle bike path for funding because of being stuck in limbo for years and stuff. But residents of Billerica wanted a bike path. There's a lot of people in Billerica, Massachusetts who ride their bike around. They have to ride it on sidewalks or very close very close to the sidewalks because there's not too much way like there's no like special bike packs for in Billerica on the streets and stuff, and you know they're taking their own risk and stuff. But the people on the committee for the bike path say this will be a very economical boom for the town of Billerica and stuff. And proposed bikeway is going to start right near Middlesex Community College on the Billerica-Bedford line, because there's some bikeway that goes to the narrow gate, goes to Minuteman Bike Trail, and it's supposed to start there, go under Route 3, and then go through the Nuttings Lake area where the Billerica and Bedford narrow grads used to be. Go through there, go through near big power like area, like power surge area, and then go through apartment buildings, Middlesex Crossing, over Concord Road and into like the Cabot Corporation property. And that's a little bit like, this is a little bit of a controversy because the Cabot Corporation might not want it there, and it's going to be rerouted close to the Concord River, and then it's supposed to eventually meet up near the end of Richardson Street, continue down, and it's supposed to end at River Street, right near apartment buildings and right near the Billerica Memorial High School. But the train, the abandoned trail line continues down a little further to at Pro Fitness Plus, and I'm very surprised that they don't want to extend it to at least Pro Fitness Plus, because would be an ideal location to end it and stuff. And the people in Billerica says this will be a very great boom to the town. People could walk their dogs, rollerblade, run, walk, and ride their bikes and stuff, and it would be pretty good and stuff. Would be great to get exercise for the Billerica Bike Pack. This would bring a lot of people into Billerica if they want to ride their bikes to the Minuteman Bike Trail and a special Bedford Pastures Way to the Minuteman, the Yankee Doodle Bike Trail and stuff. And this continues on to like River Street and BMHS. But I think the Yankee Doodle Bike Trail should really be extended to the Pro Fitness Plus, in my opinion. And it would probably take forever for them to like tear down the railroad tracks, and maybe a dream would be someday continue that on to Rogers Street in North Billerica, Massachusetts, near the Haja School and stuff, because they probably could not do it to the railroad tracks in North Billerica, because that would present a very dangerous situation and stuff like that. And bike trails have been booms to town and stuff, and it's good to be on a bike trail and stuff. It's great use to get a lot of great exercise and stuff like that. So they're still in the planning stages of this, but there's been a lot of steam to get this through, a lot of presentations and stuff, and then hopefully they'll get funding for this in the next few years, and construction could start out in the late 2010s, which would be pretty good. Hopefully it could get done by 2020, because it would be a real boom for Billerica to have a bike path for people to ride their bikes on. Kids could take it to school and stuff, and it would be real good and stuff. And if people love riding their bikes, they could ride it from Billerica to Boston on this bike path that will connect to another bike path to the Middlesex bike path and stuff like that. So it's going to be great to have a bike path in Billerica, Massachusetts. That's about it on that. I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about the nomination for Barry Melrose for the 2016 Hockey Hall of Fame Forrest Hewitt Memorial Award for Broadcasting Excellence. Have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Keep calm. And I'm a Julie Blood and Guy, Molly Rosenblatt, the Fox 35 Rocks. In the words of Dr. Thomas Shockey, former BMHS principal, this action will not be tolerated. Bye now.